Walsh?
Don't worry about him. Don't worry about it.
Hey, Walsh, you didn't have enough nukes. We need more nukes.
I know, but I didn't want to, keep everyone's frames from looking all fuzzy and whatnot.
Or just being sarcastic, Walsh.
Anyways, alright. Second platoon, let's get this going, because we have a couple things before we leave. To start with, overall, FTX went pretty well. Obviously, we did not go to the wind turbines because we're already pushing on 7:18 p.m. EST, and I'm not going to make you guys stay on here all night just to do another objective. Overall, we all saw some things that we were good at. We all saw some things that we were not so good at. Especially whenever it came to mass deaths and casualties. But that'll be saved for leadership debrief, and we'll go over those. But overall, I'm happy with how this FTX went. Definitely gave me some insight into some things. Hopefully, it did the same for you guys. Walsh, thank you for Zeusing. Excellent job. But besides that, I don't really have anything to say FTX-wise. And we'll keep it on FTX for the next couple minutes while we go down the line. Anyone from command? FTX-wise? Nightingale, anything?
Nothing.
Walsh, Snoopy, do you guys have anything for us FTX-wise?
Aside from trying to make sure each of your objectives would generally, depending how aggressive you guys were about have to be as tough as roughly around 30 minutes. We try to keep it around that way, but not without the usual surprise and sending in the usual king or medium AAT at you guys. So the first objective, I don't know why you guys took so long to commence your assault, but I understand setting up phase lines and the LZ you guys were going at. So it took there was way too much time for me to have more ideas come around for me to mess with you. Because of that, and the fact that you guys were pretty much on the low ground, out in the open. But other than that, aside from taking on the second and third objectives, you guys did pretty well. I don't really have too many complaints there. I allowed hints, especially a couple of trucks to drive on by on the main road, and you guys just simply ignored them, or it was by. Or Razor just ignored them as well. So it just gave me the perfect idea to do the ending that we got with the nuclearization of all the settlements in the area. So hope you guys enjoyed that bit. Other than that, yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right, Razor/Lightning/Ordnance.
Thank you for having us. Definitely was busy today. Plenty of taskings. Comms really good. So that was a good up.
Thank you for blowing stuff up for us. Alright, 2-1.
Nothing.
2.
No.
2, 3. 4.
Nothing.
Before we dismiss, Second Lieutenant Crisis. Floor is yours.
Okay. Alright, so obviously, sorry I couldn't be here, guys. I'm home for college, and I'm not home very often. My parents want to do shit, so they drag me out to dinner. I would have much rather been here, but apologies for being absent. I think the only observation I have for this FTX is, this is kind of something that I'm trying to start doing. Kind of my overarching goal here is, making our FTXs as chaotic and as difficult as possible in an effort to make all of you, from troopers to squad leaders, as capable of tackling adversity and not as helpless. There's a lot of times in there, when the campaign where we're getting our shit kicked in and you feel helpless, you can't do anything. We need to reduce that feeling, right? You need to always have a way out, always have a plan to get yourself out, and that comes from tackling adversity. That's why I'm always a firm believer of having difficult FTXs, because we see where our cracks are, right? We had an entire lap full of reinserts going down. What can we do to avoid that? From infantry's perspective, shooting down some Moz droids or AA targets or stuff like that. When your team gets slaughtered in a charge, there's going to be times where I do order charges. We kind of say, fuck it, we're getting our shit pummeled here. If we continue to sit here, we're going to continue to get pummeled. So the best option we have is just to push, right? So charges like that are not uncommon. I'm sure all of you have been in a circumstance where your squad's laying down behind your trenches and all that's happening is you're continuously getting hurt and you can't go anywhere. In my opinion, in those kind of situations, the safest place is forward. So charges, especially on Geonosis, are not uncommon, and you will be fighting uphill without cover next week on Geonosis. So expect a charge. And when I say charge, I expect everyone to pick up whatever the fuck they're doing and move forward. I don't care if you gotta roll up the hill, alright? Because if you stay where you're at, you're going to continue at the bottom of the hill or on the side of the hill, you're going to continue to get pummeled until you're all dead. There's no getting around it. It's the droid's job to kill you. And it's my job to make sure you don't die, and we're as successful as possible. So we've had these tough in FTXs. And I think the last thing I have is something I saw was, I know the charge was a bit chaotic. And when you guys got to the wall, a lot of people just kind of laid down right outside the wall and didn't really go in, except for a couple of people who had the balls to go in. But then those couple people just got, downed or slaughtered, right? Everyone's seen, those Jackie Chan ninja karate movies, right? Where the hero's encircled by a bunch of, no-name enemies, like karate people. And instead of all attacking Jackie Chan at once, they go one at a time and just get their ass kicked in a really cool choreographed fight. Don't do that, alright? Push it as a team, expand your line of fire, stuff like that. You'll be a hell of a lot more successful than sending your most fit trooper in alone while everyone else cowers behind the wall, because then you all end up dying. Anyway, that's all I have in the FTX, because I didn't really see much. However, I do have something to say before. Actually, no. I guess I'll do that last.
For now.
All right. So, for all of you who don't know, Welsh.
Zeus review form, Zeus complaint form, posted in the Task Force Radio for all of you to see and get poked by. That's all.
Now, you all have probably seen that Nightingale here. Nightingale, step forward. Nightingale here is stepping down from her squad leader billet. And I'll give him a chance to explain, why he's doing such things. But before I do so, it's kind of like Lupin leaving us not too long ago, right? These losses, they're not losses. Like Nightingale's not dying. We'll probably see him around a bunch, and he'll hang out. But people having to step away from billets, people who you're so used to seeing at the front. Having to step aside because of life. It's kind of standard. It's usual for gaming communities. It's kind of how it has to go. But it's kind of stuff you have to move on from. However, it's something that you always kind of remember, right? There's plenty of people back when I was a Yi trooper who I looked up to and who were leadership and who are no longer in this unit. Did I have to move on from them? The friendships and bonds I had with them? Yeah, I did, because I don't really get to talk to them anymore. But I still remember the times we had. And, Nightingale, he's always been someone who has been a staple of this platoon for a very, very long time. Who has been a staple of Sorensic's Twitch for a very, very long time. And as I'm sure he will continue to be, but kind of in a different fashion. So, the work that he's put in, the work that, I expected of him, especially in his condition, were definitely a lot, but he always was able to deliver. Nightingale, do you want to give kind of a speech before I move on to the next part?
Year and a half. 1 year and almost 6 months I've been in this platoon. There's no other platoon I would have wanted to be a part of. This place has become my home, and 2-3 has become my family. It feels weird stepping down, but honestly, after the trip to the hospital in August, I can no longer perform my duties as a squad lead, and I need to focus on real life and get things sorted. That being said, if/when I come back, I look forward to fighting alongside each and every one of you, anytime, anywhere. And this personally goes to 2-3. If for some reason you guys drop in standards, I'm going to come off of LOA and kick your asses. I don't like I'm going to be fucking disappointed if that happens. That actually goes to all of Second Platoon. There's a high standard that you guys have made, and I expect you guys to live up to it. I'll be disappointed if something other than that happens. I'm going to miss a lot of you, because I'm most likely not going to talk to a lot of you, except for 2-3, because, as I said, family. But keep fighting the good fight, keep driving on, and keep kicking some clanker ass. That's all I gotta say.
And again, thank you, Nightingale. You know, we, Papa and myself, we pulled him aside after the company meeting. You know, we thanked him for all the hard work he does, because, you know, I even, you'll hear me say it, and I'll say the day I die, you know, the job that myself and Pompano do is, you know, next to useless if it weren't for all the work you put in. You know, when I was going through OCS, you know, it was always drilled in their heads that, you know, I may be an officer, big CC guy, but, you know, if all the officers were to die tomorrow, nothing would really happen in this community, because most of the hard work is done by the sergeants and the corporals, you know, the people who work for a living, if you will. You know, and Nightingale is one of those people. He's always been a stand-up NCO for a very long time. He, you know, in my opinion, he would have made a hell of a sergeant, you know, if it weren't for, you know, real-life circumstances being able to pull him away from a job I feel like he was born to do. And I think he did very well. You know, he's someone that he pushed through a lot of adversity, and he made a lot of sacrifices in his life, and I really couldn't ask more of him. You know, if I were in his kind of circumstance, I myself probably would have left this unit a long time ago if I was in his circumstances, but he stayed along as long as he could. And even now, he has plans on coming back, and, you know, if I'm still around, and I'm still in a position to do so, I'll make sure that he gets whatever spot he wants in this platoon when he gets back. So, you know, it's always sad when people go. However, it's always good to recognize the hard work and the dedication they've put in, and Nightingale, along with people like Lupin, have done so. And, you know, we will patiently await their return, their prodigal return to this platoon, to this unit. So, again, Nightingale, on behalf of battalion staff, company staff, and second platoon staff, we thank you for all your work. Now, we must sentence you to death.
Does the prisoner wish to be facing towards the crowd or away?
Towards, and the prisoner also requests to be not handcuffed so he can salute the platoon that he still loves.
Negative, prisoner might try to run away.
This is me we're talking about, Pomp. I don't run from fights!
Now, okay, wait. Courtney, is Gamble here?
He left, so I think you should do this before the off next week, by the way, okay? I think he caught it, so just do the beginning of the off next week, okay? Please.
So, no. I have a better idea. So, since Gamble couldn't be here to watch Nightingale get executed, you just have to make it up to Gamble and have him get executed.
I agree.
That's what we're going to do.
Win.
Alright, I need to have Nightingale.
Okay, so since Gamble decided to leave early, I want everyone, next time you see Gamble, I want you to poke him happy birthday. Alright?
Yeah. That's why he left.
I got a better one.
Happy birthday.
I got a better one. Instead of making him wait, everyone, right after we get off of here and go do our debriefs and all that, DM him on Discord.
Why don't we all just do it now at the same time?
Alright.
Currently driving.
So,
3 hours.
you guys know how to do it before we go get in the position. So I want 3 ranks. So I want 3 rows. 3 rows? Yeah, 3 rows. All stay standing though at first. Do not start your proning. We'll get to that part. Does everyone pull your weapons out?
Does the prisoner want his helmet on or
3
off?
rows.
Off.
Alright,
Take it off,
start
you're not
coming up.
handcuffed.
You can take it off.
With Nightingale.
Swing your helmet.
Prepared for cast.
Jesus
Thank you.
Christ.
Why
Yes.
don't you at least take a picture
Okay,
of that C10 message I sent you?
Back up,
Yeah,
back
he's-
up.
holy shit.
Back up, everyone.
Okay. 2, 3, listen, you can't join the following
Lightning.
line.
We're joining
You
the
are
class.
joining the
We're getting
following
wet.
Time.
Wet.
We saw
Alright,
Alright,
2, 3.
Alright,
Oh my god.
You know,
Cursed.
pause.
stop.
Alright, second row.
Calling in caps.
Alright.
I'm starting.
It's been nice.
Everyone
I'll see
stand
you
up.
later.
Everyone stand
Yeah.
up before you do this. Everyone stand up.
Give us cluster, please.
1 second.
Grid
Everyone
coordinates.
shut.
9.
Cursed. Stop. God damn it, Cursed. Alright.
Come on.
Alright.
Wave off.
Before we do this, Alright, before we do this, I would everyone to salute Nightingale, and I guess his squad wants to fucking join him, so. Everyone,
that's so hot!
Fucking picture this for slaughter everyone like that.
Oh my god, this is great.
Backslash under the back.
I love you guys.
Back
Right above your enter key.
back on, yeah.
I love all you guys.
Oh, you guys are getting mowed down, I'm sorry.
Alright, if you're in the front row, prone. If you're in the second row, crouch. If you're in the third row, stay standing.
Sorry guys, I'm going left from right.
I throw him, Chloe.
Bye, Spec.
No!
No, you have to
Bro,
shoot
y'all
them.
were dumb.
Firing line, ready.
You have to shoot them.
No, Nightingale.
Fire!
It was going to get there.
Alright, go to your debriefs. You're dismissed.
I hear in the photo.
How am I alive?
First you're supposed to fucking kill. It's still alive.
What the? Who the fuck am I attached to?
I just kill Reddit.
There he goes.
Who the fuck was I attached to? Kill me with my squad, damn it!
Alright,
Alright,
squad
you're all
there.
dismissed. Go to your debriefs.
Oh god, lag.
What the fuck?
Oh god.
Lots and lots of lag.
Get off your sir. Get out the sir. Go to your. Oh lord. Fucking.